The voices you hear in the following extracts have been disguised to protect the speakers and their families. All names have been changed and certain references have been concealed for legal reasons. I spoke first to Marcus, who told me about the day he was arrested.
I'd come home early from work. My partner answered the door and was violently pushed aside by 4 security guards. They grabbed me and hauled me out into the street where I was beaten. I don't remember being taken away, but I remember the interrogation. I had apparently been seen speaking to a known opponent of the government. I had no idea who he was. I had spoken to him, but he was totally innocent. They held and tortured me for 3 weeks. In the end, I just said what they wanted.
Next, Antonio described his ordeal.
I was arrested for complaining about work conditions for my team in the mines of the Akasim Peninsula. I was a site manager, but was accused of being a rebel infiltrator because I spoke out about the conditions there. I was tortured for 4 months. I'll never be able to walk properly again. I recognized some of the faces I saw at the detention center. Government officials. The interrogators were very skilled. They could keep you alive, but in excruciating pain for weeks.
But it was Maria's story that shocked the most.
Well, my husband was close to the Premier. We just returned from our vacation, and when they came for us, I was separated from him and the children and left in a cell for nearly 2 days, but not allowed to sleep. I was exhausted, starving, confused, disorientated. And I was interrogated, questions I couldn't answer because I didn't know the answers. Anyway, I began to realise they weren't interested in the truth, just in getting me to say what they wanted. They told me that if I made a statement, our children could go free. So I did. I was left alone again. No food, no toilet, filthy, exhausted. Then the door opened and they brought my children in. And then he came in too.
Who?
The Premier. I couldn't believe it. Thought I'd gone mad. The guards forced my children to their knees. Then he shot them, in turn, in the head. He was smiling. I'm sorry, I can't go on.
Ace showed me some of the documents they had found. If they are genuine, then 34 is home to the worst corruption, fraud, oppression and murder imaginable. With time running short, and again blindfolded, Ace led me back out onto the stinking streets. When my blindfold was removed a few minutes later, I found that we had stopped in a square, surrounded by housing of a much higher quality than elsewhere.